Welcome back to Battleship Systems. We've got a short one for you today that tests your ability to identify battleships. Now, if you watch this channel, this is going to be a piece of cake for you. But if not, this is a great learning opportunity to see the differences amongst battleships themselves. So, I bet you haven't seen this picture before. Now, I know it's kind of unusual to see a picture with people and a battleship where the people are not looking at or seem interested in the battleship, but there's a reason for that, and we'll get to it in a moment. But what is that battleship? I'll give you a couple of hints. This picture was taken in 1961, and I can assure you that this ship is now a museum battleship, so that narrows it down to 8. Now, I've posted a link to this picture in the description, but take a guess which battleship this is. Could you imagine going for a ride as a kid and stopping to take a break next to this big battleship? And the only information you could find is that this is the reserve fleet, and that's just an old battleship. No history about it, no name. Did you guess this is the Battleship Texas? Well, that's 16-inch guns there, so it's not the Texas. Did you guess the Alabama, or the Massachusetts for that matter? Well, if you look, there's clearly 2 smokestacks, and South Dakotas only have 1, so it's not either of those. Did you guess the USS North Carolina? Well, North Carolina has 2 smokestacks, so that's good. But if you look at this structure here near the fantail, there's some information we can get from that. So all these ships had a projector screen that you could lift up with the airplane crane hoist and watch movies on the fantail. Now there's a key difference between where the North Carolina projected these videos from and where the 4 Iowas projected their videos from. The North Carolina had a projector booth on the O2 level, so the movie projection would come from these portholes and hit the screen on the fantail. Now the Iowas don't have a projector booth on the superstructure. Instead, we see this booth created in the 50s during the Korean War activation that's designated the Motion Picture Projector Booth. So this is indeed an Iowa. Now for the Iowas, I always look for this kind of elongated vent that combines 2 or 3 intakes into one. The Wisconsin had this, and so did the Missouri and the New Jersey, but the Iowa does not. So it's not the Iowa. Did you think this is the Wisconsin? Take a look at the mainmast here. You can see it's partly supported by the after funnel, part of it's supported down below. Now the Wisconsin at this time had these king posts on the port and starboard side near the mainmast. And if we look at this picture, we can pretty clearly see those king posts. But they're not on our ship, so this is not the Wisconsin. This is either the New Jersey or the Missouri. Did you think that it was the Missouri? There's this little protrusion coming out of the after stack. It's almost like a platform. Now the Missouri did not have that at this time, but the New Jersey kind of still does to this day. So this is indeed the USS New Jersey. So what is this picture of, and who are all these people? Well, the angle this picture was taken in kind of hides the significance, but this was taken at the Bayonne Annex of the New York Naval Shipyard in Bayonne, New Jersey. This is where the reserve fleet was in 1961, and this is the transfer ceremony, where the Navy was transferring the ownership of the USS North Carolina to the state of the North Carolina. This is the only other picture I could find of the Bayonne Annex taken in 1961. You can see the North Carolina right here. and over there is the Battleship New Jersey. Later on, these ships were moved over to the Philadelphia Navy Yard, but not before the North Carolina was moved to Wilmington at North Carolina. At the time, the Navy had plans to scrap the USS North Carolina. This is Governor Terry Sanford giving a speech in front of the USS North Carolina. He was one of the influential figures that saved the Battleship North Carolina from the scrapyard, and it goes along with the campaign Save Our Ship. If you lived in North Carolina in the 60s, you probably remember this. Look at the preservation measures taken on the New Jersey at this time. All the hull openings on the upper decks are patched over. The 40mm guns had these huts built over them to keep the humidity out. The directors had these as well. These are certainly some of the reasons the Navy chose to reactivate this ship several years later for the Vietnam War. So what did you guess? Did you guess right or wrong? Let us know in the comment section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Sometimes you learn more from being wrong than you do right. In lieu of donations to me, please consider donating to a battleship museum like the Battleship Wisconsin. There's a link in the description that'll bring you to the Nauticus Foundation website where you can donate to the nonprofit organization. Don't forget to put Battleship Wisconsin in the comments so your money will go to the ship. Thanks for watching.